No theme song?
It's on.
I believe you. How can you hear me then? Okay, it's all right.
Hey, everybody, episode 149. It should have been a podcast. I'm going to be trying not to do any technical work here with the team who is having technical issues that is going to bore you too much, but I am going to totally talk about a technical thing. Sidebar, people who come in on phones into Rumble podcasts don't hear audio played in the background. That's what you were experiencing, JC. I will move forward. I want to talk about NIMBYs. So not in my backyard. The fight against data processing centers or GPU centers or computer centers. So, Edward, these would be places where Netflix is streamed from, or Amazon Prime is streamed from, or where if you go to your phone and you're typing into X, one of your local data centers is processing, handling all that internet traffic and sending it out to the world, or
Edward,
sending it back to your phone.
or even more so, Amazon Web Services.
Yes.
That shit is where it all started. Yeah, I mean, we learned that Amazon was selling books, but that was a micro part of their revenue with respect to the data processing that they were offering to everybody. And so military and everybody else, I mean, they got these server farms everywhere. It's amazing what they're doing.
Yeah. When you started to hear maybe your companies, if you work at a larger, mid to large size company, you said, "Oh, we're going to the cloud." Well, what does the cloud mean? It doesn't mean up in the sky. It literally means a data center. So you're taking all of the compute, all of the servers you would need to store your data locally, and you're buying space in a facility with their computer processing and their hard drives, their data drives, so that you can do this and not host this massive local system. And it was originally thought it was a great idea because the internet had finally reached a speed where the data transfer didn't matter. It really didn't affect anybody's work. Now, what we have is people fighting data centers, not in my backyard. But I want to ask a simple question. Are they willing to delete their Facebook and Instagram so that Meta data center won't go into their backyard? Are they willing to just cancel their Netflix account so that Netflix data center won't go into their backyard? And I'm going to tell you the answer is no.
No.
They're fighting as themselves. They are literally fighting themselves.
John, it's the existential question of the modern age. You don't like where this is all going. You hate it. You don't like the amorality of it and all the rest of it. Are you willing to give up the things that it brings in exchange to get back what you've lost? And no one has asked that question. And that actually is the question that's confronting the Western world right now. And in effect, was that question, we called that question last night in DC. In a way we did, and I know we're not doom scrolling on State of the Union, but this was the first shot in that. I mean, calling it out. What are you people about? That's the issue.
You know what? I got to say, does anybody even use Facebook these days? Like, who is on Facebook?
Yes!
By far, it is
Are you
the most heavily used social media network between all of their own properties in the entire globe. The entire globe. They're bigger than
Edward,
TikTok. They're bigger than X. They're bigger
this
than
is Edward.
YouTube.
This is going to shock Edward. This is going to shock you. The one that nobody uses comparatively is Twitter.
Yes.
It's
Really?
small.
Hey,
Those
our
other
brother.
things are massive because they're video intensive.
I can't see. You know what? I was on Facebook at 2005, 2006 for all about maybe 4 months, and I ditched it. It got so stupid. The stupid games, like how easily uh, occupied could you make someone's brain with the stupid stuff they had on there? I thought this is like not even high school; it's public school. I mean, this is
Edward,
ridiculous.
Edward, bread and circuses.
Yeah.
Facebook is the ultimate bread and circuses. Let's distract them all from what we're doing to them and give them something to give them Candy Crush so they can play Candy Crush while we steal their money. That's that's
They'd have to
that's
step
what
it up a few
yeah.
notches. Just oh my god.
Well, yeah,
Anyways,
no, honestly, Jason, you nailed it. And honestly, it's been Meta, originally Facebook Incorporated.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
been their business model, and also, if you remember, Mark Zuckerberg is no friend of anybody's.
No.
What they do is they're like, yeah, we'll let you on the platform Zynga, the Zynga gaming platform that was making billions of dollars for themselves. And then all of a sudden they just said, since you're on our platform, we can watch all of your data, all of your interactions with all of your customers. And then they just modeled software after that and created meta games.
let's just see if our brother
They
Paul's on
literally
Facebook.
stole the product, just like
Right.
Zuckerberg stole the product Facebook.
Edward,
Yeah.
it was just like what the Chinese did to Nortel.
No.
Same
God.
thing. Same thing. Stole the
What an
entire
embarrassing.
company,
Yeah.
stole the intellectual property of the entire company, and basically shut them down. That's what happened.
You know what? And not one Canadian that I know of, if they even followed Nortel from its inception, from what it came out of to where it ended up, and then to sell off all that, and it was I can't believe the intellectual property that Nortel even held. I could not believe they just sold that off for free to the Chinese. Well, next to nothing, anyways. But oh my
What
god!
choice did they have? They
What?
gave him
Yeah.
the keys to the kingdom.
I just want to show you how deeply embedded we are with these communist countries today. It's alarming. It's scary.
Edward, thank God you've got Mark Carney because he's fixing that.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he's making it worse.
All right.
Thank you.
So Paul, we got Paul to join us. And Paul, the question I'm asking the audience. Good to see you, Paul. Thanks for jumping in.
Hello, brother.
Hi, Paul.
Is so the NIMBYs and not in my backyard people with
Right.
these data centers. Are you willing? Are you a guy that's just willing to just cancel your Netflix account because they're going to put a data center a mile away from your farm?
Say yes. Say yes.
No,
How many people would it take to cancel their Netflix account to remove that Netflix data center from being built?
Yeah, I don't mind a data center being near me.
See?
Because why?
Well, because we like the services that they provide.
Right.
Facebook? Really?
Facebook, anything
Netflix?
you use on the internet, anything.
Edward, the
Anything.
girls.
Rumble, there's a data center near you helping make this
Somewhere.
podcast happen.
Edward, the girls like Facebook, brother. They like to share recipes and pictures of kids and now, the stuffed animals that the Canadians got for finishing second.
Mostly
You see
Instagram.
those guys look at what the heck is
Those
this?
those are some really cute stuffed animals. I was wondering, did the Canadian women get the same thing for finishing second to the American women in hockey? I didn't watch that game, so I don't know. And I was thinking about furry culture with all the trannies and that. And I mean they like stuffed animals too, right? I mean, that's culturally significant to give them a stuffed animal so Nathan McKinnon can feel better about being the better team, right?
I didn't even see what the girls got besides a medal. Did they get those same stupid spiritual animals that they could cry into or whatever they use? Those stupid things. Did you see those guys look at things? I thought they were going to throw
They
them
are
on ice.
not.
What's this?
They are not
Lost
stuffed
already.
animals, Edward.
What's that?
They're not stuffed animals. They're plush toys.
Oh,
Yes.
Plushies.
Thank you,
Yes.
Paul. Plush
Yes.
toys.
wow.
Plush toys.
Absolutely. Well, the kids would absolutely today call all of those plushies. Yes.
Plush toys for the losers. Absolutely. Absolutely appropriate.
You know, regardless of the outcome of the game, I still think it was great hockey. It was fast paced. I loved it. Yeah, you know what? Canada lost a big
Really
deal.
was a good game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was too. Thank you. It wasn't all that bad. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
the end score wasn't, I thought it was going to be a little bit higher scoring, but no, they did a great job, both teams. So, and yeah,
Edward, Edward, I've never seen a goaltender use his stick to save a puck that was behind him
see that?
while he was still upright.
I
I've
love
never
that.
seen that. I
I
mean,
just love the whole
that
thing.
was that was incredible. And I mean, Trump even asked him,
Oh, I
"Did
seen
you
that.
did you do that on purpose?" And he's like, eh, you know, he didn't say,
Parmesan.
yeah, he didn't say, yeah, I did, but he
Yeah.
obviously moved the stick. So, hey, all right.
You know what? I don't care. The guy did a great job. He
Oh,
used all his.
you losers are all saying the same thing. You don't care now. Yeah.
No, no, I care. No, I care very much about that. I just mean I don't care about him using the stick as part of his equipment to stop a puck. He did whatever he needed to do, and good for him. Now, hey, I do care about whether we're winning or losing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have watched it. But I still got to say, it's still a great thing to be that benchmark of goodness on the world stage for hockey, America and Canada. Now, let's face it, nobody wanted to see Canada and Slovakia or America and, Finland play. We wanted America and Canada. Let's be honest. We wanted the two countries, to go at it. Like that's how the majority of
Okay.
I
Okay. Now, but I have to ask Canadians a question, and I know there's some Canadians watching this.
yeah,
Jordan Jordan Binnington,
yes.
the goalie for Canada. All right. Do you realize he's not even the first string goaltender for the St. Louis Blues, and they're in last place? All
Wow.
right. Okay.
Wait,
So
who's even doing that good period?
what is he doing on that team? And I'm not saying he had a bad game, but as soon as it went to 3-on-3, my son looked at me. He says, "Why are you so happy?" I said, "We got him." And he says, what do you mean we got him? I said, "Just wait till they slide the puck cross ice. He has no idea where he is. He doesn't know how to cut down the angles. I've been screaming at that son of a bitch for 5 years because he can't cover the far side of the net."
You know what?
And,
He's
and,
still
and
doing.
Jack Hughes and Dead-Eye Jack Hughes, the
eh,
defenseman sniper without the teeth, rammed it home. Yes.
You know what? Regardless of that, I still think he did a good job, anyways. Yeah, I thought he still made some great stops. Yeah, maybe he's not the number one goalie, but he did a great job.
Edward,
I was
Edward,
happy.
Edward, the Blues aren't even going to make the playoffs, and he's not even
I
their
know,
first string goalie.
but
Okay,
the Blues
I
need
mean
more help than that.
you could at least take Joel Hofer, their first string goalie, and use him, right?
Mhm.
What the hell? I mean, all right. Anyway, I'll stop now. I
No,
was just
I'm
happier
agreeing.
than hell when he lined up out there. I said, "Oh, thank God! Yeah, that we got a chance."
All right, man. Wow, that was lively. That was fun.
Well,
Well, it's honest.
no one knows that shit.
No,
They're all sitting there going, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah." No. That was not Canada's best in no way, shape, or form. No
no,
way.
I have to disagree. The best players were on the ice. Now,
No,
of course, the
he is
goaltender
not the
turned.
best Canadian. There's a better Canadian goalie on the Blues. A guy who was born in Winnipeg, who's better.
Mm,
That's the kind of shit that should really light you on fire.
Didn't Jim Rome and Pat McAfee already talk about this for the last 48 hours?
Probably. But I know what I still
Oh,
like the game regardless. Both teams did great. Yeah,
It was a
if you only
good
get
game.
one
It was a
winner.
good game, but thank you for giving us a chance. It was much appreciated.
No, but you know
does
what?
anyone know who the four U.S. Republican senators who are not going to vote for the Save Act are?
Oh,
Oh
I
God,
think I do, and that's like,
two of
listen, that's
them.
stuff we can talk about, as
Oh,
opposed to talking about whatever Jim Rome talked about 2 days ago. Who gives a shit
might
what Jim Rome thinks?
might one of them be Mitch McConnell?
no,
So the
God.
cocaine turtle is one of them. You
How
want
about
you got any
Susan?
more?
How about Lisa Murkowski?
Yep,
That's one
definitely.
of them. So
And
you
Susan,
two out of two so far.
what's the
All
Susan?
right.
I can't think of her last name now.
No.
Susan.
She's in. She's in now.
Oh, good for
I
her.
would imagine
Finally.
Mel Tillis down in North
No, what are you
Carolina, right?
thinking?
Edward's onto something with Susan.
How do
Really? I thought
you?
she said she was going to do it. No. Well,
Susan,
I
She's
know
speaking
Susan
with
Mel Tillis down in North Carolina. Right.
Who's number four? Who's number four? Can someone round out the Republican senator? That
Mel Tillis.
Phyllis. No,
Tillis is in.
Mel Tillis.
Lisa Murkowski.
yeah, but you
That's
said
what I
she was.
said.
Yeah, JC picked that one.
No, Murkowski, Collins, Cassidy, Bill Cassidy,
Oh,
and
that
cocaine
jackwagon. Okay, all right.
turtle. So cocaine turtle, obviously. Look, the cocaine turtle's broke. He's just broke, and look, you're looking at another case of elder abuse by the family for the use of power. The same thing that the Biden family did to Joseph Robinette Biden. It's a crime.
Those staffers in Turtle's office are running an auto pen. He doesn't exist
He
anymore.
doesn't know
Yeah.
what's going on. He has no
Yeah.
idea.
Hey,
Even when he has, and even when he's voting, if you look like when there's live voting on C-SPAN or things like that, one of his staffers is there saying, "Sir, push the red button or push the green
oh
button."
my God.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
elder abuse.
what
Elder
senator was
abuse.
in Texas in an old age home or nursing home for about 4 months while her staff or his staff carried on duties? Anybody remember that? 2 years
I
ago.
remember the story. I don't remember.
All right.
I remember Ted Cochran down in Mississippi.
That wasn't him. No,
mm.
no. Something
Well,
far more popular, I guess you could say.
but
Uh,
it's all right. So look at
I
the
just,
other three. Besides, if we could just take cocaine turtle out of it and just go, obviously he's not. It's going to be a staff, and they're corrupted. You look at the other
But
three.
key point is that he's quote unquote in charge of the rules committee, so he won't even let it out for a vote.
No,
That you're right.
it's going to come to a vote. It's going to
Okay.
it's going to come to cloture. Vote for cloture, and that's where John Thune is saying, I'm missing four on our side. I don't have the vote. The only thing I can do, which is actually a pretty good idea, and the Democrats used to do this all the time to us, is bring it to a cloture vote, force debate for cloture, right? Called the
Right.
filibuster.
Yeah,
And
of course.
then
For
at the end of
filibuster.
the debate, once they're all done talking, they have to draw it to an end. Then you vote, did we end cloture? And he's going to do that publicly so that he can have those four Republican senators
Yeah.
on record saying,
Yeah.
no, this should not come to the floor ever.
Excellent. That's great. He should do that. I want to see it. I don't believe he's saying it, but I don't believe it until he does it. I listen, Sean. I've
Well,
had enough of Republicans. Oh, they're preparing to.
no.
No. Wake me up when they do, not when they say they're going to maybe someday, whatever. No. When you do something, wake me up.
This isn't Third Eye Blind, and we're not going to wake you up when November's over or whatever that
All
was.
right,
Oh,
that's fine.
Paul was getting
Now,
ready to say
by
something.
then it all might be over. Okay.
Fact.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul.
Thoughts, Paul?
No. Okay. I'm good.
Jump in, brother.
No, I'm good.
Well, yeah. They,
Man,
Jason,
if he won't come in to save me, I must be really far off.
no,
You're
no,
not.
no, John
JT,
might be
you're
right.
far off,
John
bro.
might be right. We've watched enough of this, but John might also. We don't know yet. It looks like there's enough pressure on Thune from the president to at least force it to the floor for cloture.
Sean, he ain't seen nothing yet.
What do you mean?
Okay?
What's that?
Thune ain't seen nothing yet. It's been disclosed that there were 3.8 million illegal aliens given social security numbers. So that means they can register to vote. Okay?
Yep.
We all know what that means. Remember, in Georgia, they're calling these jurors off the voter rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those people are saying, wait a minute, I can't be a juror. I'm an illegal alien. Well, what the hell are you doing on the voter rolls? Yeah.
That's the same mess we got up here. Oh my God, the same. You know what? We grew from what was it, 30 million
But
people 4 years ago to 41 million, and they're calling these temporary residents eligible.
yeah,
Oh,
right.
you gotta be
Yeah.
kidding! Gotta be
Edward,
kidding me!
Edward, I will say this about Thune. He has been far less effective than McTurtle for not having the bullseye put on his forehead. Everybody knows this is him now. All right, that's holding everything up. And McConnell was never in this situation. And that is the power of the new media. And the pressure is only going up after last night. Seriously.
I
With,
thought
with
I.
what with what went down last night,
Oh
the
my
pressure
God!
is only going to go up. And I mean DEFCON 10 pressure.
I was
Okay?
so embarrassed,
One. The lower the number,
watching
the higher the DEF CON.
all these
Fair enough.
Democrats sitting on their hands when you're supposed to be standing up for America. That was just so I couldn't believe it, and I could see by the expression on the president's face, Trump there when he looking at him thinking, "What? You're not for America. You're not standing for America." I'm thinking, "Yeah, like what's with you people?" That's a slap in the face, and yet no one says anything. At least I never heard any big outcries today. I don't know about you guys being in America, but I thought, that is going to be a
This
slap in
has
the
been
face.
all right. So this behavior has been going on from my experience all the way back to Barack Obama. It didn't matter whether it was Republican or Democrat. They used the State of the Union to be ridiculous. I remember recently with Joe Biden, Marjorie Taylor Greene standing up and shouting at President Biden. And look, so this whole it never happens with bullshit.
Well,
Bullshit.
MTG
Yeah.
was a bit of an exception
Bullshit.
there, but
No, it was no exception.
I've never heard anybody
It's really,
yell.
like, from my recollection, and maybe look at Paul that would remember a little before me, but Barack Obama, all the way back then,
Yeah.
like 2008, State of the Unions, when they were still doing this nonsense bullshit theater, throwing up like flags or
That's
dressing in
correct.
white
Yeah.
or dressing in red, all red,
All
and
white, you
doing
mean?
physical vocal protests on the House floor while the president's giving the address, Paul,
Yeah.
right? So
Oh,
there's
hell yeah.
nothing new.
I saw it.
There's nothing new, Edward. Nothing new.
I just
And
could
you know
not
what?
believe.
Honestly, if you really want to look at it, it brings into the way that parliaments act and the
Well,
way they fight with each other
that's a clown show.
verbally in all the
That's
different
right.
parliaments,
No,
especially in
that's
England.
exactly right.
Well, I have to say that ours is a lot more ridiculous than if you're looking at, the clown show that goes on with the cackling, the yelling, and everything that is associated with it. Yeah, that's just
Edward,
not even close to what.
Edward,
What's that?
the thing that we've learned is that you guys are much further gone than we are.
I
Really,
know. I've been
I'm
saying that for
sorry.
years.
I'm
Years
sorry.
we've been saying that. Remember,
You
Sean?
guys, no shit.
Yeah.
You guys are right there with Spain and with oh, I don't know, Sweden.
England.
It's like England. It just given up.
Well,
Lost the will.
the fact
Yeah.
is, we have far too many government workers that are sucking on the hind tit, and they're not going to give that up too easy. So, of course,
No, what? Not even the hind tit. They're on the front tit, man.
yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, Sean.
The whole, I guess this is where I've been trying to slow this down so we could explain it to people. This is where Western government has been since post World War II, and everybody has a short memory. They really do. And they're like, this never happened when so and so was president. And the answer, that's absolutely demonstrably false. And we could go pull video footage from you from the archive records of CBS or NBC.
No, hell yeah.
It's all there on display. This type of just stupidity is nothing new. Nothing new whatsoever.
Sean, it's different when Democrats do it.
I'm tired.
No. When Republicans show backbone, then it's a major thing.
I'm tired of supporting people like MTG who throws a conniption fit on the floor in front of Joseph Robinette Biden. No, I was not a Biden fan. I still understood it was a State of the Union. You looked like a retard, MTG. You
I'm
are
glad
a
she.
retard.
I'm glad she's gone. Aren't
We
you?
all are. My
Yeah.
goodness. You know what? I couldn't believe Ilhan Omar last night. Did you hear her beacon off like the president? Did you hear that? She must have went on for like 5 minutes. Shut up already. And did they escort that guy out? Who's the guy, the black guy
Al
that
Al
used to
Green.
escort
Al Green, a much better.
Usually kick that guy out.
Point. You are all freaking out about something that is so normal.
Wow.
Like, yeah, and everybody's already talked about it for 22 hours, 23.
Probably.
Like,
Right.
I'm so mad about Al Green, the singer. Well,
He was much better singer than he was a congressman.
it's not the same guy.
You know-
This is my point, Edward. Is it the programming has been sent out? You're to be outraged at the response to the State of the
Wow.
Union, as opposed to focusing on what we need to do with primary.
All right.
Start.
That's fine. But I gotta say,
March.
what are you guys gonna toss
wait.
that I didn't want to use a name for that Ilhan Omar. She I don't know. You gotta toss her. Why is she still in America? Come on, guys. Put her back to Somalia. Whose big idea is it to leave her in Minnesota and drag her
Edward,
down to
Edward,
the dumpster
Edward.
fire it is?
Edward, she's got intel connections. I guarantee it.
Remember, we were talking about the squad before we even got on here. Remember Talib? Her, all of them.
Why, Sean, let me ask you a question.
You two have been fired up about yesterday's State of the Union.
Why
I literally put my phone down and just started ignoring you guys.
Did you?
Yes.
Hey, listen. Hey, Sean, you know what? I'll go ahead and sign off, okay? You guys have a good show. All right?
Listen, no, all I'm saying is
No, it's cool.
all right, the outrage monster, and that's okay if he's upset with me. Totally okay.
Yeah, we
The
can't.
outrage, hold on, the outrage monster over what last night's State of the Union is
Right.
exactly what they wanted this to do. They
That's right.
wanted to get him so mad at me that he would just click off and not talk to me for a few days. Paul and I have been doing this for 5 years now. We see this happen every time.
Every
We're
time,
like,
dude.
calm down. And
Yeah.
then someone gets mad at me and says, I am done with you. I'm never talking to you again.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at.
No,
Listen,
no, he's
I'm not.
he'll be back. He's
I don't.
fine.
I what I hope he comes back. But if he doesn't come back, we've seen it. Paul and I have seen this play out. And what it is that they put all of this crap together for the State of the Union,
That's
both parties, to enrage you, so you're
yeah.
not paying attention to what we need to be focused on, which is the primaries start next month. Early voting's already open in many states
Yeah.
for
Wow.
primaries. So do
Wow.
you know? Did you know? Like in North Carolina, right? Michael Watley's out there running big time commercials. He is a John Thune lackey. He's awful. It
So it's
is this
Thune.
like so? If everybody's just screaming about this in North Carolina, they're not talking about what you're supposed to do next Tuesday on election day. And that's the point I was trying to get to, and I couldn't get the room to calm down. That's where I'm at, Edward.
Yeah. Yeah. JC and I get a little too lively when it comes to,
Like,
what's
and I'm
going
not mad.
on.
I'm
And,
not mad at you for it. I was just, and I tried to tell you beforehand. There's so much more to talk about.
oh,
The
yeah.
Yeah.
data centers are
I know.
huge. Like it's a huge issue. It's way bigger than
So
anyone's
much
talking
more.
about. And we're going to talk about Ilhan Omar.
Yeah. Well,
Really? Really?
it just,
Like you can rage tweet into your phone about Ilhan Omar.
I have been.
Well,
I have been.
and good. So right. I mean, Paul, back me up. We go through this
Oh, I got you, bro. Yeah. That's
every
exactly right. Who
election
gives
cycle.
two shits? Who gives
Yeah.
two shits?
Nobody.
Nobody does.
And they
I,
won't remember anything about the State of the Union a week from now.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, I still remember Joe Biden's. What are you talking about? Remember how he had that whole thing set up to be so demonic with the red lights and all the other black and everything had going on? You don't remember that? It was bizarre.
I do
don't
remember
think
it.
you did.
All right, I do remember that. But
Well,
remember, you only remember one or two things from a State of the Union.
well, yeah,
I remember
I
the
got
image.
you.
I remember the image.
Yeah, I got you. But you're right about that. Yeah, I don't remember the full, thing either. And I can't believe they put down that Trump had the longest on record State of the Union. I didn't think it was that long at all. Did you? What's so funny? I didn't think so.
No. I agree, but it's also a funny thing because Trump, right, always has to be the top, right? What top
Yeah.
of anything. And so he's like, I'm just gonna go break another record. I'll speak for 10 minutes longer than any other president. Again, it's another distraction, and I laugh, and it's funny.
You
Uh,
know,
when I saw news stories out today, like Uber CEO says within 10 years we're going to eliminate 9.4 million human jobs from
I could see,
Uber.
yeah, I could see that.
Ah, bullshit. Yeah.
Automation is
Yeah,
coming.
no, and I like that's a story we should be talking about to people
No, yeah, you're right.
because people are going to have to figure out how to work in this new world. Trump doesn't live in the new world yet, but it will be here starting by the end of his term. And stories like this, and we could argue about it, and we could argue, it's 10 years, it's 20 years, it's 30 years, it's a year, depending on what industry you're in. And that's like, don't you think people would benefit more from going, well, maybe I really do need to start especially if
Right.
I work in front of a computer like this all
Yeah.
day.
Mm, yeah.
And I'm filling out charts, or I'm working in an ERP system, or I'm working inside some sort of a inventory-based system, and go, holy crap! One AI agent can replace 100 of me. What do I do? Isn't that more important than talking about how Ilhan Omar
Well,
made a
of
face?
course. Of course, it's because there's nothing you're going to be able to do. You can't stop that type of progress because that's something everybody supposedly wanted a long time ago. We wanted more accuracy with robotics and making cars, assembling cars. We wanted, so the speed of which they work at, no sick days off. Everybody was craving for that. And now here we are, where a lot of jobs have been eaten up. Yep, you're right. And it's going to progress and continue all through the years. So, yeah, a lot of people are going to have to look at, doing, I guess, more labor intensive jobs, I suppose. I don't know.
Well, maybe I don't know that that's the way it's called. Paul, what do you in your industry? Do you think what give a timeline of what you think that most people that are doing accounts payable, accounts receivable, human resources, and
Right.
logistics, how long do they have with a human job?
Oh, so yeah, I think it's infinite. It's 10 years plus. There, even though AI has come a long way, it's just uh, accounts payable, like you're saying, and those kind of things. Those have got those have got to be reviewed and approved by physical human beings. And so what I'm saying, Sean, is the it's two parts. The parts are I've got a proposal manager, right?
Mhm.
She sends me an invoice for $3,500 for the month of whatever, right? I approve it, and then I copy my CEO and say, "Hey, this is $3,500 that and he goes approved." And
Yes.
then it goes to accounts payable, and then it goes to AI. So if you understand what I'm saying,
No, I absolutely understand the workflow of
yeah, the workflow.
current.
That's what I meant to, yeah, WBS. Yeah,
And I absolutely because I absolutely implemented that for a modern one for a government agency, modern pre AI,
Mhm.
just pre AI, modern. But what I'm saying here is that the human that gets the email, that's the invoice,
right.
that is supposed to then go, okay, let me put this into the workflow, are no longer going to be needed because an agent will read the email and go, "Oh, I know
Yeah,
what this is. I need
yeah,
to send it to the vice president and then the president to get a sign off. And as soon as they click a button on their phone, I'm paying that shit,
yeah.
eliminating
That's right.
90% of the payables people."
Yeah,
No? Yeah? All right.
yes, indeed.
Right, and that's it. They step in and so what I'm talking about with an AI agent, I'm not talking about a robot. I'm talking about somebody. An agent basically would consider a computer person. So let's just use agent as the term because they're not
Yeah,
human, they're not real, and they can work. They obviously they don't take breaks. They don't do anything. They can work all day long as they're getting inputs from the few
sure.
humans they need.
Yeah,
And so they could take an email invoice at 3 a.m. and have it waiting for you. You're going to get a ding on your phone and you're going to go, I'm not answering that shit. It's 3 a.m. But you get up at 7 a.m. and go, well, I got 27 dings from payables.
yeah,
Uh,
right. Yeah.
approve, need more, approve, deny, approve. And
So
that's
with those, Sean,
and that will be the
what
last of the human jobs
so
in
so
that
with
field. In that field.
yeah, with us, what happens is we submit into the machine, you know, it's all automated and stuff.
Already, right, with that
Yeah, and then
AI.
I get a kickback that says, "Hey, I need you to put the date in for O to do da day, or I need you to put
For
the
last year's,
time." Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying,
everybody
Edward?
does that. I
Yeah,
know.
you gotta.
We're a week over
So
last
it
year's.
asks you
Yeah.
questions, and you answer those questions, and you go back, and it does it.
Here's the thing with the AI agents. I'm going to use agents specifically as a term because they are not humans, but they are employees or workers. Is it's going to already know the job number. It's already going to know the specific job, and it will be able to generate
Right.
dates and fill out forms for people,
Yeah.
and eliminate all the back and forth between
Right.
humans and the approval process.
You're only talking about one industry, one job of one.
I
There are
oh,
so many.
I could do this for about any industry I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's exactly what's happening. We're getting wiped out slowly with through automation, AI, if you will. Okay, doesn't matter, but
Mhm.
yeah, and there's no stopping it. That's why we have to be more creative, and get into other things that, while they'll be a little bit slower on the uptake to get involved in. That's up to us to be more creative, and I don't think anybody's really, put that much thought into it,
Right.
to do something different. But it's going to come. I just know what it is yet.
No, yeah, something's gonna. Well, obviously, humans by nature, most humans want something to do.
Yeah.
Not everybody just wants to sit on the couch and play video games, but maybe that's what they want to do. Those people might specifically move into just live streaming, providing entertainment for people while they're laying in bed with their phone, and you're just watching somebody, play a video game and talk, and like
We're so
I
alienated.
don't have all the answers of where humans are going to start to go
Yeah.
do stuff.
Mhm.
All I'm saying is I'm watching top CEOs, it's all Fortune 500 like Microsoft. Like I could just go down the list of CEOs saying, "Listen, they're telling their employees, they're telling their shareholders, we are going to replace humans with this technology."
With technology, yeah.
And will there still be a few humans left that work at these places? Yeah. You're going to need prompters, and then you'll probably still have an executive board that deals with how they want the prompters to get everything to work. And that, all right,
You still need that.
that might be 10 years out, but taking away the job of accounts payable or the job of, listen to this one, Edward. I watched a demonstration from a video who bought access to it. I believe one of the they bought API access to one of the AI agents, whether it was Grok or Anthropic or
Okay.
Claude or whatever, and they built this beautiful, beautiful customer service agent software for Delta Airlines. And so they once they had it plugged in, they had all the data, and it was a live test, so it was beta, didn't affect the ticket, but the ticket was real to the software, right? To the AI, to the agent.
Mhm.
And this agent picked up a phone call, a female voice, very understanding. And the guy's like, listen, I've been stuck in Dallas for 2 days.
Yeah.
Delta, you
Yeah.
can't get me home. What the fuck is going on? And the AI agent even listens to the customer and goes, I understand this is frustrating. So let me understand. Hold on. I've found your ticket. You're going from Dallas to DC. Let me see if I can get you home. And she goes, well, this is an AI agent. I got one at midnight tonight. I can get you to DC. And he's like, what the fuck? I have to wait here another fucking day. So it's a guy cussing at a robot, basically. And she goes, I understand, sir. But hold on, let me look. I think we can transfer your ticket. We'll cover it to American Airlines, and I can get you on a 440 back to DC. Would that work for you, sir? And he goes, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And the conversation was seamless. It didn't sound like AI. It was a 3-minute video
No one
demonstration.
got all offended, and you get. Yep, I get you.
It handled it perfect customer service agent and said, okay, so I have made the reservation for you and transferred. You didn't have to do anything. transferred you from Delta to American. I am sending you an email of your new airline ticket. 4:45 is your departure time from the same airport at a different gate. Was I able to get you, or like something like, does that meet your needs? And the guy was like, actually, holy crap, yeah.
Quickly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know he's talking to a robot. This is a demonstration, right? He doesn't know he's talking to a robot.
And nor should he
Actually, that was really helpful. Thank you. Hangs up. Already has a ticket on his phone from a different airline.
You know what? As long as he's getting results, he's not going to care anyways. I mean, where we've been with even human contact on these phone calls where you're pressing 2 for English, 2, 2, 2, and you still don't get a person that speaks English. They have to go through all that. It's just a nightmare anymore.
That's why all of that is going away, Edward.
Well, it's too late now because we've already spent all the money on these big companies, hiring out these subpar people from all these different nations to break the fortune on, and now they're still charging us top price. No, forget it. So, I didn't want to talk about that.
I mean,
next.
That's totally fair. It's totally fair. But that's the reason. Also, the reason why it's all going away, and AI will be everywhere.
What are you doing? Okay, go ahead. You can say something else. What?
No, I've had that experience. Everyone's had that experience.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so the U.S. men's hockey team was down in Florida.
Are we still rating on those guys?
No. At 11, here's an interesting story. At 11 bar, 1-1, EV, and Pat McAfee gets on the big screen from somewhere else. He's out of town and says, "Boys, this one's on me." And those motherfuckers ran up $150,000 bar tab.
Nice.
Pat McAfee says, "That's cool. I'll cover it."
Boys, those are 2 hockey players then.
Well, for sure. But I also thought it was cool that Pat McAfee just said, "Yeah, go party, do whatever you want, boys. I'm covering tonight for the entire club."
Great news.
11 in Miami.
They earned it. I mean, they did a great job. They played, both teams played great, like we said earlier. So, I mean, it was just good for them. And it's been 46 years of a drought, 47 maybe. And finally, they did it. So, I'm more than happy. And $150,000, big deal. Blow it. Good for them.
We won their money. And good on Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
For blowing the money on them. I thought that was cool.
Me too.
I was expecting you to bitch about the Indianapolis Colts for some reason. Oh, yeah. By the way, Paul, the Illinois legislature is trying to heat up to keep the Bears. Oh, I don't know if they can do it or not. I don't know.
What's that, Sean? What?
Illinois legislature is trying to heat up. They're trying to make make a better tax abatement deal.
No, yeah.
For the Bears than Indiana.
You're talking about the Chicago going over to Indiana, which is actually they're not even going. They're just over the borders. That very elite bedside community for Chicago, anyways. I don't even know what the big deal is.
It's a working class town, but yeah, it's a suburb. It's a suburb of Chicago. Of course it is. And for people who say, well, it's in a different state, they just don't understand the area. It's no different than when you look at Washington, D.C., and then talk about Baltimore or Virginia or West Virginia.
You're just driving around just the end of the lake. That's all you're doing. Yeah.
Or wait, you're going to tell me you're from New Jersey, but you're going to school in Arizona. Everyone asks where you're from. You're like New York City, right? Because you're literally across the river from.
Still, you're New Jersey. Everybody knows where New Jersey is. You only say that if you're,
I'm from Hoboken.
Right. No, you never. Yeah. Well, sometimes you could say that if people you think are familiar with the name or the town, sure. If you're in some small suburb or they'll never know it, well then yeah, name the next big city that they can recognize or identify right away. I do the same thing myself. You say, you're from Toronto. You're not going to say the GTA because people go, what the heck's GTA mean? They're not
Right.
going to know it's Greater Toronto area. That can mean all of the 10 different cities around there. Or boroughs, I should say, which they were, but I think there's only one borough left now, anyways, in the area. So, yeah, you just say what people can relate to.
No, yeah, absolutely, and that's all it is,
Maybe
right? Like,
not in my backyard, you're not, Mister
why,
Nimby.
why bother? Why bother trying to explain where Crown Point is in relationship to Chicago?
Right.
And
I
then,
get it.
I have no idea what the fuck that is. Anyway,
And
well, at least fun fact: Ronald Reagan did marry one of his wives in the Crown Point courthouse. So there is that.
I think if you've ever been around O'Hare Airport, you'll know why they should move to something a little more spacious where we can get some parking and just better traffic flow. Don't you think?
I would hope that
And
Hammond can
cheaper.
provide a area with more efficient parking, but again, you're looking at this entire area, including Hammond, is all suburbs of Chicago, even if they're even the ones that are in Indiana. So it's either industrial or neighborhoods. There's no green open spaces or very little. There's no
Correct.
nothing.
Right.
So the space they identified, obviously at Wolf Lake, it's this tiny little lake, tiny, about a half a mile away from Lake Michigan. And it's surrounded by, ironically, it's surrounded by oil refineries.
Nice.
And a lot of people are complaining about that. I won't get to see my skyline of Chicago. I'll get to see the skyline of all the
Perfect.
flames, the burn off flame towers from
Yeah.
refineries. And,
Uh-huh.
the whole point there is just, does the skyline make a team?
Yeah.
Because it
No,
is
watching the flare stacks.
St.
The
Louis
flare
had a
stacks are what's
team
going to.
once, and how many buildings do they even have? Like 12?
Chicago?
St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis. Oh, Chicago's my favorite city for skylines. I mean, some of the most
Oh, for sure.
buildings are
For
there.
sure.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, St. Louis. I'm not. Yeah, you get to see the arch. I don't know. It's
You
still
get to see the arch and like maybe 12 big buildings.
it's still a nice city, though. I mean, not my
Yeah.
first choice, but still, yeah.
Well, they haven't made a bid. Missouri has not made a bid on getting the Bears, so and they don't have a team right now.
Well, wait for it. Something's in the works. We just don't know yet. And that would be a great view, by the way, the Chicago skyline. That would be great. So hopefully something comes of it and it'll be cheaper. So good for them. And what do you call the team now? Right?
Oh no, it like
Yeah,
so
for sure.
that specific team would still be called Chicago Bears because
All right.
what everybody doesn't understand about the greater you say greater Toronto area about Chicago or Chicagoland, it's just Chicago, is that it runs 3 states from southern Michigan
Yeah.
through Illinois, no, 4 states to Indiana, northern Indiana, to the tip of southern Michigan. It's
Yeah.
a population total of you because all of the work happens there. All of the TV and radio in those areas are Chicago. Everything you're going to get streaming is Chicago. You're looking at probably 9 million people. So the way they put cities out,
That's huge.
the way they put cities out is they just do the population of the city. So 7 million.
Oh, you mean 9 million all together in the whole area, right around the lake.
So there's an extra 2 million on top of the 7 million that live inside of city limits,
All right.
right? So 9 million. So let's just go with the 7 million. New
Oh,
York only has 8 million. No, imagine the inside of their city limits.
Oh, okay. That's yeah,
So
better.
if you use, let's use those two numbers, 7 million, 8 million. The human mind can't understand in the Midwest where there's just supposed to be corn and dairy cows, that there's a city this massive right in the middle of the Midwest.
Yeah, I
And
get.
they just can't,
Yeah.
like, they can't fathom it.
By the way, many teams don't play in the city that they represent. Look at San Diego, Los Angeles. So many of them play outside the cities by far. It goes. It's everywhere. So this should be no different. People shouldn't get so excited about just because they're not right inside the city limits or close to it. Yeah, forget that. So what? Nobody. Not a lot of teams aren't. No one cares. No one says anything. So that wouldn't be a big deal. But it would be.
Yeah, I think, well, pro sports still
But San
remains
Francisco, I was thinking of.
absolutely a big talking point in just modern culture. Obviously, there's a rivalry there, right?
Yeah.
It's a state rivalry, so
Mhm.
it's interesting to watch. It'll be fun to watch, but it doesn't matter whether they go to Arlington Heights, which is a suburb in Illinois, or Hammond, which is a suburb in Indiana, or any. It really doesn't matter if they go anywhere else. And if they really, really wanted to make a point, they would just do what the Baltimore Colts did all those years ago, and just pack all their shit in the middle of the night and drive to Indianapolis. So at
That's
least they're negotiating.
uh-huh.
Right?
Just drink up and get out.
They did. The Baltimore
That was
Colts
fast.
literally packed all of their shit, all of their families, from midnight to 3 a.m. and drove to Indianapolis and said, "Hey,
We're
here we
setting,
are. We're the Indianapolis Colts."
we're setting camp here, ready or not.
Well, Indianapolis, ironically, has strategically built an NFL stadium for no reason at all.
Really.
Go figure that one.
Nah.
No, the RCA Dome, or the Indianapolis Dome, was already in existence before
So they knew. They knew
Baltimore.
without knowing. Is that what you're telling us? Yeah, we don't know what's going on. Yeah, come on.
Right?
Gentlemen, it's been fun. It's been nice. Loved it. Uh, yeah, State of the Union address. So much. Uh, I can't believe, the never mind the State of the
Well,
Union.
all right, now you made it to the end. What was there one single thing that you really that like hit you, that was, because everybody can bitch about the State of the Union all day long, and I find it boring. I actually didn't listen to the internet most of the day because I find the commentary on it boring, because I've watched so many of them that
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe I know I'm unique. I know I'm unique, and I find them boring. I watch them. I don't watch the commentary afterwards because I
Oh,
find the
yeah.
commentary boring. But
Well,
was there something like you really thought you're like, wow, or holy crap? Why
yeah,
did they do
there
that?
was, and I think that people should be standing more for Americans for protection and being number one, rather than throwing that out the window and taking in the illegal, calling immigrants. They're illegals. They're not. It's not the same. So let's be honest in speech, and say, yeah, they're illegals. Why are we giving them? They're not bound by the law. They're not even in the United States yet legally. They're illegally. So those same standards should not be covering them to begin with. So kick them out. Get 'em out. That's what I think. So yeah, to take the immigrant or the illegals over Americans, that just amazes me. That just goes all against intellectual reasoning. It's just bizarre.
I
And he
thought
made a good point.
that was a win for Trump, and that will be used in campaign videos going
Good.
into the
It should
midterm.
be. Yeah. Who you really
Paul, was there anything striking to you? with State of the Union, either Trump or the Democrat response?
Well, other than what we really thought was, I can't think of his name. What's the black guy with the ponytail? Hold up the sign, "We are not apes" and stuff.
Yeah,
That
Is
typical
that Al Green you're talking about?
Al Green.
Al Green. Al Green. Yeah.
Not that Al Green.
Not that
Congressman Al
not the
Green.
cool Al Green, but the
Right.
shitty Al Green. And some of that other stuff. And I have to say, we've just lost the decorum. And I was really impressed. Who's not my favorite guy, but I was really impressed with Fetterman
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
that showed up with a suit and he said, "Hey, listen,
Me too.
I don't agree with Trump on a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm going to respect the president. I'm going to respect the office. I'm going to wear a suit. And I don't agree with my colleagues on the left, throwing signs and
Wow.
walking out and all that." He said that's juvenile. And that's how I see it.
He's sounding more Republican every day, doesn't he? Or more MAGA, I should
No,
say.
he doesn't. He sounds like a Democrat, but the party that's left him, they've just left him in ring super
Pretty
far
much.
left, and that's where I'm going to get back to. We did mention this before we lost our good friend. Is that I think when I first started seeing this, it was under Obama, and it was Republicans doing it. I don't remember seeing this at State of the Unions with Bush or with Clinton. Am I wrong? Do you remember any of this? Like just super silly
No
protesting?
way. No.
No.
Bro, listen, do you remember back in the Clinton era?
I do.
He had some really uh,
Kick ass
out
State of the
there kind
Union.
of things, but the Republicans they had decorum. There was not like, "Guy, you're an asshole," and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. They never did any of
And
that.
all the stuff they agreed with,
Yeah.
you got a full standing ovation from both sides.
Yeah, and I would also say during the Bush administration, those Democrats back then, they never did any of that kind of crap.
That's what I'm
And you
saying.
know how polarizing Bush was back then with the WMDs and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But they didn't. They held their tongue. There was decorum. Now they did eviscerate him, in the aftermath when they
Yeah.
would interview with NBC and stuff. But
You know,
they did do it on the floor of the Senate, which is a sacred house in my view.
Yeah,
No,
no, I agree.
great point.
And that's basically what I was saying is I don't remember. So I remember absolutely Clinton. I remember a little bit of the first Bush. I remember George W. I don't like my experience from that to Obama is totally different because I remember in Obama that we had Republicans doing retarded shit during the State of the Union. And you can go, oh, it's both parties. Let's say, no, those are idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have reelected them.
Remember one thing:
Should have fired them.
the media did a lot better job of covering the different parties back then too. They weren't just so one side. Now they were just not as much as they are today. So they did a much better job of getting different opinions out there. And I'm going back to the '90s when Reagan was under attack too from the Democrats. I mean, they tried to kill him too, but at least it wasn't so widespread and obvious. Well, it's flagrant today. It is. They just don't care if you know it or not. And back then, at least they kind of had it under covers a little bit. Not now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another reason why it's gotten so just blown out of proportion here on different scenes or settings, they're not getting the word out. The media's not doing their job, which we already knew anyways.
I could go into the reason why. We're going to have to put that off to another time because that's going to take us another hour.
Yeah,
I
yours
Really is. Yeah.
I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hey, listen to everybody that's looking for JC. We might get it back. We might not. In the grand scheme of things, this podcast will
Maybe next Friday.
continue. Well, yeah, hopefully it does. So
Yeah.
let's close it out. But if you're looking for the drama, there he made drama. Let's go.
All right.